Hi everybody, it's They Thrive and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be comparing the BrewMade Era with the Circle tumbler to let you guys know which is the better water bottle. So the reason why I got both of these, I was in search for the perfect water bottle. As you guys know, the Circle one actually comes with a flavored cartridge, and I heard good things about it, and I've had a Circle in the past. And then this, I actually heard about it from a peer that told me that they love this water bottle, and I saw it and it kind of intrigued me, so that's why I got the Era. So overall, which one do I like better? I think this is probably going to be the winner of the one that I like better. And I'm going to go over the pros and cons of each of them. So to start off with, I will go over the BrewMade Era. Some of the pros of the BrewMade. I love the design of the BrewMade. It just looks very sleek and elegant. Somebody complimented this and they were like, oh, this looks like a fancy cup. What's so fancy about it? So it's really not that fancy. The only thing that's fancy about it is that it has this locking mechanism. But what I really do like about the design, other than the locking mechanism and the overall just aesthetic of the cup, is the straw. So as you guys can see, it's got this silicone type straw right here, and then inside it's got that metal straw. So I like this because you're not sipping a bunch of plastic, and this silicone top at the, silicone top with the straw feels natural. Like, it doesn't feel like a fake straw. I have straws like this, and none of these feel natural. I like this one over this one because it's just a little bit more sturdy, and I don't like how flimsy this one is. I don't like the texture of this one, but I do like the texture and how sturdy this one is. Sorry, water break. Another thing that I really like about the BrewMade Era is how sturdy it is. Like, this thing, if I drop it, I'm not really afraid of breaking it, scratching it, or anything like that. Whereas for the Circle, it has like a finish on it. Like, I think it's like stainless steel with like a finish, and you can easily scratch it. In fact, I do have some imperfections from accidentally scratching it. So as far as sturdiness, I do think that this is a more sturdy design than this. So some of the cons of the BrewMade Era. First off, I would say the practicality of the BrewMade. What I mean by that is, in order for it to have its locking feature, you got to remember to lock this bad boy. There's been a couple times where I forgot. There's been a couple times where I've had it on the unlocked function and it's spilled all over my stuff. So you gotta remember to lock it. That's pretty much the con of this. And then the cost. This typically retails for, I think, over $40. I got it on sale during Black Friday time, so I think I paid like $35 for it. And that's the sale price, guys. So those are the cons of the BrewMade and the pros of the BrewMade. So let's move on to the Circle. So here is the Circle water bottle, and it actually didn't come with this top. I bought this from Amazon. It came in a 2-pack for like $10. This is the original top, and you put one of the cartridges in it. I do like the cartridges, but sometimes I just want plain water, and I don't think it's the most hygienic to keep drinking out of the cartridges. The cartridges can get dirty and moldy after time. That's why I got this top, because it's just more hygienic in my opinion. And it isn't actually a top that's made for the Circle in particular. It's actually made for Stanley, but Stanley cup tops fit onto the Circle. So as you guys can see, I don't really have to do anything. Like, it does pop up, but all I have to do is like quickly put it down, and which is natural for you to, put it down after drinking it. Whereas it's not necessarily natural for me to lock the top of a cup. Even when I had the cartridges in, it was leak proof. So I didn't have any issues where water was leaking when I have a cartridge in. Now, of course, if you don't have a cartridge in and you tip it over, it's going to leak. But when I have the cartridge in and this is screwed on tight, I don't have any problems with this leaking. That aspect of this one, I feel like it's just more practical than the BrewMade. That's one of the pros of the Circle. Outside of that, the price is also definitely a pro of the Circle. I got mine for like $25 from Walmart. Now, again, the cartridges, I think they're like $3 to $4 per cartridge, and it usually lasts me like a day or two. Over time, of course, the cartridges are going to add to the price of the Circle, but if you get one of these tops right here for $10. Then you can drink it like how I drink it for regular water, and you can put in like drop-ins. As much as I do like the sips from Circle, like I'm trying to limit my shopping at Walmart, and that's pretty much the only place I know to get it other than the website. So the design of this is like like I like the design in terms of it's mindful of the cup holder. Both of them are very mindful of the cup holder. They both fit into a standard size cup holder, and even a smaller cup holder, both of them would fit in. But like I said, this just isn't as sturdy as the BrewMate Era, so that's why I would say like the design, it's pretty, but it's just not as sturdy, which I don't like. Outside of that, the sips is not as functional for this water bottle. I do hear a lot of people complaining that flavors in this particular cup, it goes away after a couple sips. So I did flip it upside down, and that did help me with the flavor. But I will say, like, it is kind of hard to get water out of it when you're just using the standard top and the cartridge. Like, you have to use more force than with the regular Circle where you just go up. So oftentimes I do find myself going up while I'm drinking it with this original top that it came with. So overall, like I said, I prefer this over the BrewMate Era, and I think it's because the price and because it's more practical for me to use this, because I'm going to remember to put this down. I usually close it, so it's just much more practical, whereas this, I actually have to look a little harder to see if it's locked, and I have to remember to like turn it to make sure it's locked. I know you guys are probably wondering which one is easier to clean. They're both pretty easy, because if you're using the top that it came with, you just take out that and just, you could literally put your fingers in here and clean it. And same with the straw, you could just use a little straw cleaner. With the top that I got from Amazon, same thing, you could pull this apart and put like a little straw cleaner here and clean right here. Like, this is pretty easy to clean. There are some hard to reach areas like right here in the crevice, but overall it's pretty easy to clean. Like, I think most of the components of this cup you can easily clean with both the original and the added top that I purchased. This is also pretty easy to clean. So to clean this, which I have water in it, so I'm going to be mindful of that, you align it here and then you can pull this off. It's got like kind of like a magnetic force. That way you can clean this top. You could put it in the dishwasher, or you can just use a little straw. I mean, not a straw, a little straw cleaner. And then this part, again, easy to clean. You can literally pull the straw apart from here so that you can clean this separately. Again, this would probably be the hardest thing to clean because there's little crevices that are harder to get in, but the straw and this part are easy to clean. So they're both kind of easy to clean. All components of the BrewMate are dishwasher safe. That's a plus, whereas the Circle, I would not put it in the dishwasher at all. Like, I would hand wash it, just because, like I said, with the finish of this and then the plastic part of here, you can't put that in the dishwasher. Same with this plastic, you can't put this in the dishwasher. But yeah, overall, I like the Circle a little better just because of the price and the practicality of it. But I'm not mad at this BrewMate purchase. So it really just depends on you and your needs and how easy it is. I'm kind of forgetful anyhow, so something like this isn't gonna work for me. But if you're someone who tends to be a little bit more mindful and don't have the same problems, then you'll probably like this BrewMate better, because like I said, I love the design. I love that you put it in the dishwasher. It is very, very sturdy, guys. So this cup, I think, is gonna last like a lifetime, whereas this, I'll probably have to get like one every couple years. And I'm a serious water drinker. I bring my water bottles with me every day, so I can test both of these water bottles over time and see if any of them start to break down, to let you guys know. But yeah, I've only had this for about a month, and then this I've had for about a week or two, so I haven't really had too much time where I can tell you guys the wear on these products. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Bye bye.